able to go out there and slay with the best, but it's all about the strategies, about making the game easier for yourself, and then going up against a team like Toronto Ultra, who love themselves some hotel. This is going to be a battle right off the rip.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Boston obviously come into day number 2 and see, I guess, maybe just how different they look. I mean, maybe for Crimp, right, you're trying to get a few of the jitters out as well. Still had a solid series when it came down to facing off against Optic Texas, but you and I were looking through a lot of the numbers, man, and it feels like the last time that these two teams played, Boston were able to take it, and Vivid was a major reason for it. Feels like there is a ton of eyes on Crimp here.
Oh yeah, without question, man. Crep's got to bring it, because with the old roster, you were able to beat the most previous champions. So you got to try to do it again. They did play this map yesterday versus Optic Texas. It was a very, very close score, but at the very end of the game, it just came down to Boston Breach not winning a couple key rotation gunfights that eventually got easily broken by Optic Texas. So it's going to be Boston Breach, more bodies over towards P2. You have Scrap trying to be a little rat towards the back end, playing his life beautifully. He's at least able to find 2. And now with Crep being the only player here for Boston Breach, he at least stays alive for now and controls the spawns on their side. So Toronto in, but Boston right here to pounce.
Yeah, it was wonderful work from Crep, but just even better job prior to that. I had to scrap some extra shots covered in from Hixie, maybe trying to go for the trophy or not. We'll have to see as time goes on, but curious to see, you know, some of the communication back and forth between both of these teams. You got some players that are quite familiar with each other. We've seen Beans and Scrap go at each other. We've seen Hixie give some call out to Beans previously. But with 20 seconds left, it is a wonderfully timed break coming in from the Breach. Scrap, in the meantime, still putting them in the dirt. A few interesting spawns as Kleenex will drop. It is Toronto currently with control as we rotate toward new.
Oh, that's a big kill right there from Hixie to at least get that player off of that remaining junk time. But it's all about these rotation gunfights. All the players from Boston already pushed out towards the back end, so Toronto have to play a nice tight setup. We're going to see all the wall bangs coming out. Awakening is going to start it off, and he's a guy that does love himself some hotel. 1.18 KD going up against Scrap, who's a 1.19, so the Flex really enjoyed themselves a nice stay at the hotel.
Yeah, they do indeed. We'll see if we can put those tacks to good use in what is ultimately a very close quarter hill, but obviously you have those opportunities to lock in a few of those cuts. Boston Breach, they rush on forward, and we'll see if they can continue to manicure the time. Toronto staring from the outsider, just looking for a way in, waiting for a route, as Kleenex very well could be the one to do it. Opens up the door, gets out of dodge, and really he will eventually meet his demise. A quick lead change granted here for the boys on Breach. We'll see how long it can last, and not long at all. Great work coming in from Hixie and Insight. Beans with a few answers, as it has been an all-out brawl through our first 3 hard points, Jay.
Yeah, final 10 seconds going to go to Toronto Ultra, and off the rotation, it's going to be 2 players from Ultra early setup. So now if you are Boston Breach, just got to slow this game down. You know that at least one player is coming off hold. That's who Awakening is trying to take down. Once you find that kill, you can potentially hit through middle map and try to go for that pinch. He tries to do so, but Hixie takes care of him. Kleenex also finds one on the hill, and Toronto so far from the front side, they're holding.
All right, we'll see if they can continue to do something about it. Insight, well, he falls. It is a crucial double kill coming in from Nero. His life does eventually expire, but at the very least, he's caused a bit of a dent. Toronto, regardless of it, they just rush on forward. They have no problem at all making themselves comfortable over at the bars. Kleenex rushes on in, and how about that break there from the Ultra, putting Boston Breach on a highlight reel.
And now it's off the rotation. Look at Kleenex, gonna be able to catch a free spawner off spawn, but Nero with the snap, able to win that gunfight. So it's gonna be 2 players from Boston Breach early off the rotation. A couple players still trying to contest towards double deaths, but it's all about these initial key gunfights off the rip of this next hill. As the rest of Toronto Ultra are gonna tunnel their way right through the middle of the map. You see Beans, he's just trying to block that close kitchen spawn, waiting for his teammates to get into the play. Once you get a couple kills, the pinch is gonna be in. That's 3, making all 4 dead, and that's a perfect rotation out of the Breach.
And it's a well-timed one at that as well, Jay, because I think we hit a few players from Toronto on a few sprees. Hixie, I believe, died on a 5, so you do deny the cruise missile. You also deny that early push, as Breach desperately getting some points that they need. Down by 30, and with 30 seconds left, obviously they can tie things up. Beans trying to get things going, as he's had, on occasion, a bit of a slow series from time to time when it comes down to facing off against his old franchise in Toronto Ultra, the team that actually kind of put him on the map back in Vanguard. But so far throughout the restaurant, it has been sunny skies here for the Breach. They've been taking a look out the window, and then maybe it's inspired them to do something special. Once more, we are at an even game as we head in toward the parking lot.
Yeah, they were in the diner, but I guess they weren't happy with their food because they're all rushing into the kitchen, trying to have a talk with the chef. They find a couple kills, and they're able to flip those spawns. So now if you are Toronto Ultra, and more specifically Kleenex, you're the only player on the hill. Everyone is going to try to cut off those front angles, but Boston Breach, they're trying to flip those spawns. They're thinking big picture. It's all about taking this guy off the point. Kleenex drops. Boston Breach, they're able to flip those spawns. But Toronto Ultra winning a couple key gunfights to at least keep them off of the point for now. Should allow them to fun and hit Wake right back on in. But Big Wake, he's able to find two. Crep with the third. And Boston Breach secure the spawns for now.
Yeah, just a massive moment where we're like, okay, well, Boston's doing the right things. However, Toronto gets a few kills, then boom. Awakening just makes his presence felt, and from there, everything is decided. And now Nero having a fun time on the hard point. Good God. A lovely little turn on there to Kleenex as it's another 3 down. And this is really what it takes just to have any advantage at all. Both of these teams trading blows, trading highlight reel type of plays. And as the first set of rotations come to a close, it could not get much closer than this. Both teams valuing the right side of the map as we fly in for P1. But as we know, big focus is going to be at the lobby. Both teams are obviously thinking about it a lot. Let's go ahead and go to the comms, the Boston Breach.
Okay, one short, one doubles. He's pushing up cube, doubles.
Doubles
Doubles right now.
Cube is still cube, like
Cube,
connector.
he's connector, and one's doubles. Where's he on time?
Cube.
Couches.
Keep one shot, stop shooting. Nice, free.
Doubles right now.
Try to see now.
No weak.
Nice. There's someone engine.
Yeah, careful.
Yeah, maybe catch behind us too. Engine dead. Back cross T1, Toby. What's up?
Side,
Try and give it the catch once.
I'm trying to
You
block
can
by the
connect
way.
scrap.
Missing.
Engine bad. Maybe useless now.
Yeah, I'm on the head in.
I stunned you across.
Back square right now. Back square, one bullet. I'm one shot by the way. Back square, one double pillars, one connector. Think they're in lobby.
I back size could put it lobby.
We're gonna spawn out.
No, lobby dead.
Nice.
I think one's back on me.
We're pinched.
Lobby dead, one D there. He's the one to turn on in. Lobby nice. One shot, lobby nice. One shot as well. On me.
Red door.
He went at D1, he went to D1. Toby.
What's in the
Oh, he's gonna be close right corner then.
One rep spawn for sure.
I spawn spawn.
Then hold on. He should be big on me up. I'll see him.
Backstairs.
Before. Luggage 20. So one's red door and luggage.
Okay.
He's still red door.
One's got desk as well.
Where's he red door?
Nice.
I'm second new. I'm hiding in
I just wanna spawn again.
Then what's D4?
Okay.
D4's he's bigger.
Luggage. Nice, go. Try to just flip time.
Playing time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to film flip time.
Could be back door on you. Not caution. Nice header.
Yeah.
You got my front?
And Con, yeah, I got
I'm back. Oh no, caution.
No, he went Con. He's Con right now. Con, sorry.
Side break.
Nice, one up mid.
Side as well.
I said inside.
Back door. Back door.
I got your side door.
Actually, I got wall back.
Okay, they got your side door.
On the ticket. Left.
Nothing with storage.
Maybe one front. Side breaks and center. Run away to the left.
Well, I think for a moment, Boston Breach were pulling off some AI trickery. I think they loved Toronto Ultra's comm so much that they decided to steal their voices, but eventually everything kind of started to go back into normal. But I'll tell you what, Jay, right now the scoreline very much so favoring Toronto Ultra as they get a huge 3 down. Breach are investing a lot and getting that rotation over toward the kitchen. Toronto break on in, and now they are basically within 20 seconds of locking up game 1.
Yeah, 20 seconds to Toronto Ultra able to walk away with it. A great break on towards that kitchen hill with Boston Breach rotating nice and early. They're the worst rotation team on this map, but Toronto are the #1 breaking team. They show it towards kitchen. Only 13 seconds left until they close out map #1. Boston this time around, though, they're finding all the kills. They're controlling the spawns, blocking the spawns towards back spa. You're forcing Toronto just completely tunnel vision right through the front end. And so far, they have not had any openings. All the kills going in favor of Boston.
This is going to be a frustrating hard point so far if you're Breach, but obviously if they were able to come away with a monumental comeback, things would surely begin to change. But 12 seconds more, are we surely going to see Boston maintain competitiveness over at the bar? Go for the rotation. Absolutely not. Scrappy delivering a quick triple, and that should be the game. Toronto, a commanding game 1 performance.
Talk that talk, Scrappy. You gotta be able to walk that walk, and he definitely did in that map number 1. 28 and 20. Pops a 3-piece in those final moments to close out this game 1 hardpoint. Last time these teams matched up, it was Boston taking this hotel. Toronto have actually never beaten this squad, but finally, 3rd time's the charm to put themselves up 1-0 in the series, and that's gotta feel good, man. For a team that went 1-4 throughout the stage, haven't really had a lot of success, but the one game mode that has been their backbone all throughout their struggles has been hardpoint. They take it, now they find themselves up 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, like you said, that has to feel good. Obviously, if you are a ultra player, if you're an ultra fan, just to see your boys come out and do that. And, you know, I know there was a lot of questions on, you know, how are certain players going to play? I think in general, man, I mean, I think a lot of the focus was going to be on Dehixie. I know he started off great. I think he ends up going on like a